Hi everybody, I'm going to talk today about Benko's Gambit. Benko Gambit goes like d4, knight f3, knight f6, sorry, c4, and here black plays c5. Of course, taking is not in favor of white, so you have to advance d5. And now, of course, here we still have two options. If he plays e6, then it's modern Benoni, but he plays b5, offering a free pawn and to reach Benko Gambit. As you see, we take, he goes a6, offering another pawn, and then you take, and he goes, for example, g6. We come here, knight c3, preparing for e4 to protect the pawn and to open for developing. At this point he takes a6 with his bishop. I play e4, and then he takes on f1, and now I cannot castle normally, and these two files are half open for black, and the idea is to place his rook here, queen here on one of these files, and then castle and bring the other rook to b file and launch his attack from there. Of course, here white will consume time castling manually, and then he has some options. Of course, this is a well-known variation and white can defend, but this is like the main idea, offering one pawn to open these two files A and B, or to launch an attack through these two files which are half open for black, and delay white's castling. So our variation goes like this: b5 we take, and then when he plays a6 we don't take, we go f3. Black takes b5 and we go e4, attacking the pawn on b5. Here if black goes, for example, queen a5, check, I cover with the bishop and he goes b4. Of course here he doesn't go back to b6 because he's given me a tempo. If he wants to protect his pawn, b5 pawn, by coming to b6, he shouldn't have checked me. Then I have developed a piece and won a tempo. So to stay playing actively, he should advance his pawn here to b4. Now here white has a very nice move. He goes knight a3, developing a piece and making benefit of this pinned pawn. He cannot take my knight because he will lose his queen. Going back here, so queen has eventually to retreat. If he goes to c6, then my knight goes to b5, winning another tempo and gaining a very nice position for the knight. So black plays queen b6 at this point. Now here I go knight c4. Let's say black goes now c7 because b5 square now is white, the knight cannot go to it, it's not a threat. I play a3. I want to open these files and exchange rooks. So he has, if he doesn't take, if he plays, for example, g6, I'm going to take this pawn, he exchange, I exchange, and then he takes and I take, and I have an extra pawn. And the main idea of black with queens with Benko Gambit is demolished, because there is no rook here. The other rook needs some time to come to this place, and without the battery of two rooks, the attack will not be so powerful as before. And now white's light squared bishop, or both bishops are still there. He can just develop. If he goes like this, I just develop my piece. He castles, I come here, and then I castle, and everything is fine. So when I open a3, when I go a3, he just takes. Now I take with the knight back. Here my second move will be knight b5. If he plays, for example, like this, I go knight b5. If he takes, I take the queen check. If he comes here, then I take the rook, and I have won the queen. If he takes here, I've won the queen. So at this point, he can come to b7, getting away from this threat, or he might go queen a7. Sorry. As we said, he can come to queen to b7, avoiding this threat, or he can come to a7, preventing knight b5. Here, if I play, he just take. Check. I come here. If he takes here, I'll take. If he takes my queen, I'll take his queen. Check. And white is destroyed completely. If I go check and he come here and I take there, he just go back, and it's a free knight for black, and white is just finished, more or less. So by this move, queen to a7, black thinks he has prevented this one, and he did, but for a certain while. Now I have a hidden trap. I go knight e2, normal developing move, and let's suppose black goes g6 to develop his bishop here, launching at an attack from this file, or sorry, from this diagonal, g7 b2, from this black diagonal. And also he is preparing to castle and bring his queen to safety, king to safety, and then eventually bringing this rook to this open file, to this b file, to establish his attack, which is the main purpose of Benko Gambit. Here I continue knight c3, which is appears to be like a normal developing move, so I can allow my bishop to develop somewhere here. If black goes bishop g7, it's a big blunder. Please pause the video and try to look for it. It's not easy, but it's very nice, and I'm sure you can find it. Pause the video for as much as you want and try to solve it. Okay, I suppose you got it already, I'm sure, but I'm going to continue it to make sure that I have got, or you have got, the right variation. Here we go, knight c b5, threatening the queen, which is no big deal at the first point. So queen goes to b7, and now the magic move, knight c7 check, threatening to win the exchange. He takes with the queen, and we are back to the old position. We go knight b5, if queen b7, then we take. If he takes, then check, and the queen is lost. Or here, if he decides to take immediately, then we take with check, king to d8, we take the rook, he takes the knight, and his queen is lost, and his game is lost. Okay, that was our variation for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and wish to see you on other videos. If you like the video, please subscribe, like, and thank you very much.